Welcome, friends. Welcome back for session number. I forgot how many numbers sessions there are, but I'm going to say 24. I'm going to guess 24. Somewhere around there, plus or minus one. We're playing East Texas University. We're using the Savage Worlds rule set, and brought to you by Shane Hensley and Clint Black. East Texas University, the genre or setting atop of Savage Worlds, authored by Preston DeBose and Ed Wetterman. Thank the four of you for all your hard work. Duff, a special thank you for hosting that channel of yours, that Praetor's Reject. The capability to put out to your YouTube stream, most appreciative. Your Twitch channel, and all the good work you do. Corey, thanks for running the campaign. East Texas University, 3 or so years ago. We enjoyed it so much we thought we'd come back and dip into the pot a little bit more and have another helping. And my kind players, thanks again for the artwork that you provide to astound, astonish, delight, and impress me. And this time I think I'm going to put a special shout out both to Amaya and Duff, and also our friend Loco. We've been having some Discord issues and OBS issues, and my laptop, we changed some configurations, and hopefully this will be the first session in a while where my kind players have volumes in the recording that are equal to my own. I tend to speak in a bombastic, deep, basso profundo type of voice, and had to figure out how to boost the other three players. So my fingers are crossed that the imps and the homunculi and the mephits are watching on and will permit this recording to be at a, let's call it an equalized level. Phil Cho over on DeviantArt, again, thank you for posting your artwork. I've lifted several of the college age men and women, young men and women, the art that represents certain superheroes in their human guise, as well as some adult men and women, and some children as well. So, with that said, I think we are good to go. DM's favorite page often is page 15. Page 15, not of Degrees of Horror, but of the East Texas University book, where the curse hindrance table resides. I'm going to draw a card. Drop it into the deck. It looks like a 7. I haven't had a 7 in a while. Soak rolls at -2. Oh my goodness. This is not a good session to be making soak rolls at -2. Shep, you are indeed cursed. And I think that might be the first time we've ever had that one.
It's hard to say, but it sounds like it.
I wonder if that's...
I can't remember that one. Yeah.
I wonder if there's an effect, like soak at -2. I don't know what you would call that. Stunned.
It wouldn't surprise me if there's not a cursed effect out there somewhere where they've done the entire table.
We'll just have to... let me see if there's a... Is there still... Since they redid the interface to Unity. Got to get accustomed to the new icons and what they mean. Pull up tables. Let's see. Vehicle out of control, reactions, injuries. Needed that last session, right? Backlash, creative combat, battle effects. I don't see curse there. I guess we'll just have to kind of take a mental sticky note and stick it up, on our foreheads, and try to remember that that is in effect this session.
Yeah. You just have to remember to put it at -2 if I have to do a soak roll.
Open up the party sheet. Let's see how everybody's bennies look. Ava, you've got 5. Just this
Holy
once.
smokes.
I'm going to say if you want to keep 5 instead of me resetting you back to 3, Your choice. I'm more than willing to go with that.
Well, I think considering this poor girl gets hurt too often, I think I'll
Sure.
take the blessing this time. Thank you.
Sure.
I'll keep them.
Things got fast and furious towards the end. The bennies were dropping from heaven, landing in your Benny tray. So we'll keep that. Erica was low, so I'll top her off it to where she should start at around 3. Mir's fine. Shep, you've got 6. I imagine you'd like to stand pat with 6.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia, you've only got 3.
I'll
So-
take the reset.
And that would be a reset of 5.
Yes.
Huzzah!
It's fun to nibble with the rules around the edges a little bit. It's fun to think, what if? And it isn't written this way, but why not? And sure, let's just kind of carry on from the last session. I am going to reduce one of Erica's 2 fatigue points as she's shaken off the worst of her numbing from hitting that aluminum bat down into the asphalt when she was fighting against Toto, the demonic hellhound, the devil dog, the Rottweiler-sized evil being that you did dispatch. Ava back again with us. Sound mind, sound body. Well, how sound can you be? Because you kind of like Shep, but we'll call that sound mind, sound body. Let's see them there, just looking down my combat tracker. Everything looks square. And you are all back. I will share this map. Think in a moment while I let my dog in who's starting to bark and be a bit of a nuisance, trying to remember if there's anything else that we needed to take care of. We did the curse. We'll try to remember that. Bennies are reset. I don't think there are any more sort of outstanding-ish issues from the last game.
I think so.
I've said my thank yous. Sent out the special thanks to Loco for helping troubleshoot my system. I think we're good to go. I shared the map. If you all see it, you are behind the Angry Stick, which is sort of a rundown bar slash billiards hall, pool hall. You've seen through the wide expansive windows up at least along one side of the establishment that the Cowardly Lion is holding court, if you will, in the billiard hall, frightening, taunting, cowing the individuals that are there. It looks like the 1 or 2 that you've seen try to mount some offense and try to fight back probably met with their demise, either missing an arm or having their head cleanly chomped in twain by this monstrous, weird, lion-like being. One patron managed to escape out the back door, he said. He army crawled out through a hallway that leads to the restrooms and did find his way to a storage room and went out the back door. In fact, he exited very much close by to where you dispatched Toto, and he made it around to the front where those cars were parked. It did tell you that he was leaving, and if y'all had any sense, you'd be leaving too. But I know you don't have any sense. You're probably going to go in this place. So, with that said, if you can all see the map, the floor is yours.
I see the map.
Ava, how did we want to play your brush with death? There's no wrong answer, only degrees of right. And Shep and Sophia, and to a degree, Erica, if there are ways that we would want to handle this epiphany. I'm all ears. This is a kind of a game run for the players, by the players, to a degree. That's what bennies are for. And I play by the rule of cool. If something makes sense, swapping out one hindrance for another because of character growth or changes in their outlook, things that have happened, I'm 100% for it.
I think that I would replace a hindrance. Probably the habit one.
Okay.
For cautious. For her crazy experience. And I have it here.
Sounds
so
good.
I will
We can make it so. The Fantasy
get rid of
Grounds
that.
Unity interface is flexible in that regard. I just updated the little flip
Bam.
charts that go across our OBS recording, so I'll have to go back and make a minor mod. Ava's. All right. Likes to plot things out. Likes to have a plan, so to speak.
Yeah.
Good segue. Guys, what's the plan? This door is shut. There is a dim indoor-outdoor single bulb up above the door. It seems to open out. There's a dumpster back here. There is an inoperative pickup truck, an old, possibly like so old that it's a historical model by now. There are a couple of kegs, empty kegs lined up, like next to the dumpster. One seems to be in pretty bad shape. The protuberance that sticks out of the top where you attach like the nozzle, like the hose, seems to be badly bent, and the lid is dented and it appears to be ruptured. There are all sorts of very foul puddles back here in the darkness as well. You can imagine what these puddles consist of. There are a couple pallets leaned up against the side of the building as well.
We were sneaking in, right?
Yeah, we were going to attempt to sneak in, and I think, what was it? Oh, I had a bag with stuff in it. I had hairspray, like a little bottle for like lighter fluid, and then I had an actual lighter. And then I had my makeshift. I had a makeshift spear thing, which I think I had also made for everybody else. Just remembering the things that we had.
You also picked up a cereal bar, probably a Tootsie Roll, some lip gloss,
some candy,
a Teen Beat magazine.
Definitely candy.
Yeah, I picked up my baseball bat from my truck.
Yep.
Yeah. So we
didn't happen to see anybody that had, their gun rack in the back of their vehicle coming to the back door, did we?
You can make a notice roll.
That would be a nope.
Yeah, I guess your eyes were more focused on everything else, especially the murderous, gory rampage. Yeah,
right.
I noticed that rampage that was going on inside the establishment. That aside from the one guy that was making his way out, and you spoke to him briefly, you didn't pay too much attention to the cars that were parked here. Just the usual array of mostly rundown, possibly some secondhand vehicles, trucks being very popular. You don't recall seeing any gun racks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Shep's not thinking about it, but the player, yeah, I'm surprised. This is Texas.
He ain't thinking about it. Too much has gone on within the last in-game half hour, I believe. a lot has gone on. I think adrenaline is still rushing. I think we have ourselves some... Oh, you said that there were skids against the wall, right?
Yeah, there are 2 pallets. One is in poor condition. You know how dilapidated they get as the pieces of wood, especially the one that's kind of sitting in standing water, soaks up that fluid and the wood gets soft. But there's one that looks pretty new. You can tell because the wood is a little brighter colored than the other one, and it seems to be in good condition.
I wonder if I could ask for Erica's help to pull off a slab and kind of MacGyver up this stick to be because I know they're pretty jagged at the end. Usually they're easily breakable, so you can have like a jagged end. And tell Erica if she can kind of break one half so that it's pointed, and then kind of dip it in all the gross stuff in the back. And be like, look, now we have something that is, I guess, not poisonous, but that can be pretty bad if you get stabbed with it. Maybe we can use it against this crazy creature. Because there's dirt, there's probably mud and like pee and all this other gross stuff that it's probably very infectious.
About where you're standing, there's probably some blood that matches your blood type, oddly enough.
Yeah.
Erica goes up and sort of takes out her rope and gloves, puts them on, and easily pulls a jagged, edged piece of, what are they? About a half-inch thick, about 4 inches wide.
Yeah, they can be pretty chunky.
Not even a 1x4, kind of a 3/4 by 4, and it's about 2.5 feet long, and it's got a kind of a jagged edge. She's like, I don't know what you want to do with it, darling, but easy enough. Hands it to you, and then when you go to reach for it, she says, "You got some like gloves or something to wear? It's splintery at both ends."
I still have the gloves that I took from the movie theater that I've been using.
Okay.
So I'm still protected with my rubber gloves.
You could still get a nasty splinter. Those things are made to contain like infectious kind of a spray, right, to protect your hands, but they're not particularly rugged. You could pour poison over your hand and it would have no effect. But even just like a little splinter or a burr, or what do we have in Colorado? Those nasty little burrs called goat's heads. When you get one in your bicycle tire, it'll flatten it. There's a tough little burr, which just pierce that so easily.
I don't know if there's anybody who doesn't have like a particular weapon to them, but Ava would want to hand it over to somebody with the gloves if they would like to use this thing that she has made with her MacGyver skill.
Eric says, I'm the one that broke it. Maybe I should say I got MacGyver. She's waving around a nice aluminum bat. I believe Shep has one as well. These are pretty efficient weapons because they're made to be grasped at the handle end, and they've got that little bulb at the end to keep your hands from slipping off, and then they get wider in the business end. Good for battering things. Sophia has a.
You have that spear that you made earlier in the shop, which I totally didn't drop because I looted your body.
I got looted. It's like, wait, Where did my Reese's Pieces go?
You judge if you could really impale the cowardly lion with that fractured piece of wood. It would leave a nasty wound, certainly. In fact, it would probably leave splinters going in and out. But then again, this spear that you have made from like a makeshift mop handle and some mechanical, conduitness, nails coming out at the end. Feels a little more comfortable to wield. And in order to impale something with that jagged piece of wood, you'd have to get right up close to it and sort of put it in and then drive it home. Not saying you couldn't do it.
I'm trying to avoid getting up close.
Yeah, I know, poor thing. You're the squishiest of us all, surprisingly.
One thing about that piece of wood, that if this lion was attempting to assault you and it was bearing down upon you with its bloody muzzle, exposing those inch-long dagger-like fangs, that piece of wood, you could hold it up and protect yourself some way. It's probably a little sturdier than that mop handle, so that might be one application for the piece of wood. But you think that piece of wood is just so splintery and jagged that even with some rubber cleaning gloves, the chances are you could probably take some injuries from it as well. If it should like fracture when you were trying to use it.
Well, she's not trying to hurt herself any further to that degree.
Yeah, these
but since I have the spear end with all of the bits, then I'll dip that end instead with all the gross stuff.
Okay.
As a chemistry major, she's going to see how much she can, I guess, make that to use.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get that into a cut. I guess there's some pretty nasty bacteria. Maybe, how those larval mosquitoes and similar critters love to nest in still water. This would probably, all the conditions are just right. So, when they make these skids, these pallets, they don't use the very best wood, right? They'll use the cast-off, splintered, warped, sort of malformed in some way, manner, shape, or form wood. This is not the prettiest plywood or the prettiest lumber they would use to create these.
So if I dip this spear into it, if I dip this into this, and try to make it a little bit, because she's dipped it into the gross stuff in the back and all of the juices, is there anything that I could add on to the, maybe not damage, but is there an effect that I could add because it's infectious? Because I don't know how status ailment works in Savage Worlds, if at all.
I would say that if you managed to infect somebody, that would definitely be a secondary effect that would take days to weeks to manifest. Certainly if you, trying to think of what, an open injury, even pouring gasoline on an open injury isn't likely to damage you.
I'm not talking long term. I'm just talking like irritation wise. Would it do something like as a distraction, or like something to stun, or something to that degree?
I would say that items that you have carried in the past, like salt, would probably be just as effective, if not more. Erica is carrying a little bottle of isopropyl rubbing alcohol that she lifted from the convenience store. Throw that in somebody's eyes, it's going to cause some burning, kind of like what you did to that one student in the Robert E. Lee Applied Sciences and Technology building.
Ew.
Certainly, if it's a bar inside, if you could grab a small container of lemon juice, similarly, that would burn in a wound or blind in the eye. Any sort of cleaning material.
Yeah.
The guy did say he came from like a storage room when he made his way out the back door. There's a chance that there might be some ammonia for cleaning the bathrooms. Some bleach, maybe. That sort of thing.
Okay.
Erica's like, door ain't locked, y'all. Swings it open, peers inside. Yep, storage room, y'all.
I will keep my weapon at hand and stay behind my dear friends.
She steps in. It looks like she's holding the door open and using that little bit of light that is trickling in from the indoor-outdoor light rather than turning on the light in here because she's not sure what effect turning that light on might have. Might cause an ambient glow that a certain lion might see. Yeah, it's a storage room. Sure, there's a box of cleaning supplies on a table.
Okay. I'll follow everybody in.
I'll try not to step on Sophia.
She'd probably
very closely, like conga lining our way in.
She'd probably appreciate that.
Being stepped on.
Well, with her choice of boyfriends.
Kind of smells bad in here, but it's more of a musty, closed-off stink rather than the smell of the standing water and other fluids out back. As Erica approaches the other door, which is closed, she turns around and looks at all of you. Avery, are you leaving this door open? Are you leaving it cracked? Are you closing it, or are you closing and locking it? Or are you going to tear it off the hinges, or one other option that I didn't mention?
I was planning on closing it, but not locking it, very quietly.
Okay. It's got a, you would call that a reasonably secure metal doorknob. And judging from the door on the other side, from the outside coming in, it looks like someone at some point had taken a baseball bat or some other kind of, makeshift, what's the thing that you use to bang a door open that you hold by the handles? And a battering ram. Looks like somebody's tried to break in, as there are several dents in the solid metal door, pretty much around the doorknob, as if trying to break into this place after hours. No doubt to see if there's any, cash on hand.
Okay.
Erica opens the door and peers out.
You said there were cleaning supplies?
There are.
Like what?
Anything that you can imagine. Bleach and ammonia come to mind. There's probably a plunger, a couple toilet brushes, Comet, Windex.
Is it a very big bottle of bleach?
They're institutional sized, so I would say probably a gallon, several gallons of bleach. And there's also stuff that in smaller containers that you would use to polish, say, a bar. So some wood polish. And perhaps a couple in a corner, there are a couple of bar stools that maybe they're either loose, you can kind of put your hands down on the seat and rock it back and forth and know that it's damaged, maybe needs to be tightened, or some of them are just broken, broken legs, stools. I mean, there's other stuff in here. There's probably a roll of duct tape that you could use as a temporary repair to the vinyl upholstered
Ooh, duct tape.
seats, the booths.
The bar stools. Is the seat loose enough that, say, the spear users might be able to use them as a shield if they got them off?
The seats.
Well, I say that because I think it takes two to wield the baseball bat, at least for
You could duct
Shit.
tape it to my arm.
Yeah, that you would know that there would be no handle, of course, on the underside, and there might be, I don't know, some pointed nail ends, or the tips of some wood screws that would be exposed. Neither of which would stop you for long. You could always take the screws out. You don't judge the stool to be particularly worthy as even a makeshift shield. But if you wish to do something like that, I'm all for it.
In this storage room, are there any of those like blowtorch propane like handheld things to turn on like a stove or a barbecue?
No, there is not. Good question.
Sad face. No flamethrower for me.
Well, if you want to give up one of those precious bennies, we could say that somebody was doing some welding back here, trying to fix something that was bent or dented, and left one of those canisters, those sort of, compressed natural gas? Is that what is in one of those blowtorches?
Those little, yeah, it's like those,
It's a little handheld.
Yeah, the handheld ones.
Yeah.
I would give up a Benny for one, just because a lighter can only take me so far.
Well, when I see that Benny hit the table, I'll tell you there's also
Bam.
There's also one of those handheld sparkers that is almost like a pair of scissors. It's a pair of scissors, but you squeeze it, and it's got like a little like a little divot and a little piece of flint that when you squeeze it.
I remember those.
And there's
I used to use those
there's also 2 rolls of solder that you would unroll a little piece of it and you would use it. Looks like maybe somebody was trying to repair a leak in one of the bathrooms. And when you say that, Erica shuts the door and says, "I can tell which bathroom from here." Pew! At Shitter's Rank.
I will take it. And for that, I will I'll add it into my little combat list of things.
All right. Erica says in a low, hushed voice, "Y'all, looks like there's a row of empty kegs along the one wall, and sure enough, that's where the shitters are too." So you pick up a little, I don't even know what to call it, like a handheld blowtorch. Sends out like is it butane? Maybe that is the gas.
Yeah, it's one of those butane or propane.
You can adjust the flame a little bit, make it orange all the way to blue, depending on how much heat you need and how long you want.
She plans on using it in combination with the hairspray to cause a nice, strong flame.
This reminds you of chemistry lab quite a bit, Ada. Yes. This reminds you of Bunsen burners and experiments.
So, just for simplicity's sake, then instead of adding a new item, I'll just adjust the hairspray flame. Would that be because it currently has 1d6 for damage? Would that go up by 1 with this stronger flame, or no?
I would call that a 2d4.
2d4. Can do.
Probably, yeah. I may on the fly choose to adjust the probability of it setting something aflame, just due to the intensity and the focused nature.
I've used it once already with the lighter,
flame.
so I have three good pulls left on this thing.
All right. Sounds like you're going to take the pyromaniac hinge. Edge.
Gotta use that chemistry knowledge somehow.
Yeah.
That's a hindrance? It sounds like an edge.
Yeah.
I was about to say, she's been around Sophia for a very long time.
So, I will follow everybody else along the path there. There's a bunch of kegs lined up on the wall.
Yeah.
And they're filled with alcohol, or are they empty? Can I tell
I would have to say they're empty because of the nature of this pool hall. Some drunk cowboy coming back there to, take a quick leak might be tempted to try to steal one if it was full and try to find the back door and roll it out into the parking lot and steal it. Drunks do crazy things, without really thinking about it. So these are empty. And sure enough, it looks like that men's restroom looks like there's some water leaking out from under the wall out into the hallway. Again, more standing water. And yeah, it smells pretty foul back here.
Okay. Shep, did you say that shield idea out loud to us? Or was that just a passing thought?
I would have. Because I probably would have tried to get Erica's thoughts on it, since she's more hands-on.
She's not the noodle arms.
Well, I mean, rodeo queen.
I will point to the kegs and see if the lids of these pop off. Maybe these would be better suited for, a little bit of protection. It's like LARPing, friends.
Yeah, I don't think they come off. I think these are it's one contiguous unit.
The metal,
yes.
Like beer kegs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a metal one. I automatically go for the wooden ones.
They're not casks.
Like whiskey or something, or bourbon.
Yeah.
I look around. I'm like, as cheap as those bar stools are, do you think they have good whiskey here?
You think if you went into one of the restrooms and wrestled off one of the toilet seats.
I was thinking that too, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that from a bar.
That sounds gross. I wouldn't touch that. That's unsanitary.
I don't know if I'm that desperate for a shield that would run off of a bar to toilet seat.
You just came back to life. You want to catch a disease?
This is what I'm talking about. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna get that bleach over there. I'm gonna run that sucker over this toilet seat, and I'm gonna strap it on my arm with some duct tape.
Well,
because
I mean, what kind of do they probably just have the flap trash cans in there, huh? Or the little bitty ones?
Oh my gosh. If only.
Darling, I was about to open up that door and take a peek, but y'all are being kind of loud.
I'm just being just a little bit, right? She's like, no, I need to protect myself. I just got my throat mauled. I don't want that to happen again.
Can I take apart this aluminum trash can and formulate some plate mail armor?
She's gonna look like that kid that is like pillows taped all over her body. Like, I'm ready, guys.
We could probably find you some bubble wrap.
I was about to say, I mean, I'm sure if the rest of us had anything to say, she would be Bubble Girl.
Oh my god. Glorious. But, yeah. I don't know what the technical advantage of having a shield is, according to Savage World rule, but considering my new hindrance, I will take that bleach, I will clean the crap out of that top lid, and I will duct tape that sucker to my forearm.
Darling.
Because MacGyver and Cautious together will bring about such crazy ideas.
Some of them, they're stains. Bleach ain't even going to take out.
Oh,
we got it.
And that's from the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Oh my god.
Let's take a quick look. Rule of Cool says, yes, you can use that as a shield. As Eric looks and says, what's a shield? Is it going to be like a small shield that's going to give you, I'm going to guess, a +1 to parry is what I'm going to guess.
Shield. Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see what the...
Shields.
Can I find a shield here?
Add to a character's parry, as shown below. That's a reasonable call.
So, I'm assuming
1 to parry.
it counts as small.
Yeah.
A small shield.
Yeah. Minimum strength is a D4. So you can wield it. And
I have that.
I'm going to say, just as a warning, just so you can follow my train of thought, that the first time somebody hits you with a raise, it's probably going to split in 2 or get torn off of your arm and damaged in some way and make it no longer suitable for anything more than something to perch upon while one takes advantage of the restroom.
Yeah. I'm using a toilet seat to protect myself. I don't expect that much, honestly. I will change my parry for the shield. Then it's a shield. And it gives me a +1. There we go.
Yeah, generally not something that comes into play in East Texas University under this milieu, but I'm all for it.
I will look to the others and say, do you guys want one too?
No.
As just stands there
you
with
probably
her,
took the cleaner
shield.
one. you took the cleaner one. The one that's left is.
I'm gonna just standing there like, I think I'm ready, guys.
I'm just gonna grab one of those gallons of bleach and move on.
Okay. I'm getting up behind Chip.
Let's see if I can shrink that. Yeah. Sophia,
oh my god.
Sophia, you saw the back of Erica's chaps and her jeans as she sort of slipped out, shut this door. This is an interior door, so it's not as sturdy as, say, that metal door with all the indentations. It's an exterior door. She closed it and slipped out into the pool hall.
I'm going to follow behind, try to retrace her steps.
You crack it open a little bit, and you look and you see her sort of crouched down behind the back of the seat of the last booth. You probably can also imagine that there are people in the booths cowering and hiding. And you hear a deafening roar and then some boisterous feline laughter coming from one large lion.
Is he looking this way?
look out, and he seems to be looking at the bar at the moment. Looks like Erica took an opportune time to slip across. Erica's kind of waving you over in a manner that says, "Come on, quick!"
I'm going to try to move over towards her quickly but silently as possible.
Can make a stealth roll.
Yeah. Oh, good. I have that.
There's bubblegum dice. Nice. Nice roll.
I did it.
Yay.
Let's see. The Cowardly Lion is, well, he's not distracted in game terms, but he's not looking right there. I'll give him a little -2 to his notice roll. Oh, and he rolled a 1. Oh, Cowardly Lion, that just won't do. I guess if you're going to fail your rolls, get them all out of the way before combat starts. What does Erica see? Like, what are you holding in your hands, and what are you wearing?
Only Erica would know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, she sees me. What does she see? Yes.
I know. It sounds a little perverted, right? So tell me what you're wearing.
What are you wearing?
Erica sees me stumbling, scratched up, trying to crawl as fast as I can to get behind her.
Okay.
I'm wearing a relatively nice outfit because we were out for a date night at the movie theater that was completely ruined.
Yes, sadly.
Very true.
And I've got a spear in one hand and I'm gripping a gallon of bleach with the other.
Okay. A spear in one hand and a jug, a plastic white jug with a blue label like Clorox bleach. Have you taken the lid off to let it slosh about?
I have not unopened it yet.
Very good. We are not in combat. Oh, just yet. But Shapaneva, is there something you'd like to do?
Well, they left the cautious and the hesitant person behind.
All I'm imagining is Ava just like as close behind this boy as possible and just kind of inching their way to the door. It's like, we gotta get in there. We gotta go. Sophia and Erica have already gone. We gotta get in there, Shep.
It's like the Scooby-Doo.
We are never,
You're never leaving that room.
We're never, ever going to any sort of public invite thing ever again.
Agreed. I'm cool with just staying at home playing video games all day. Let's go.
As a matter of fact, we're taking them up on that new internet classes they're talking about having.
Online classes. That sounds like a great idea. Less boys to deal with. I'm cool with that idea.
You're Scooby-Doo like tiptoeing, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That's exactly us. Literally, Shaggy and Scooby just moving along. Or I guess Velma, probably a little more accurate.
Both of you make a notice roll at +1, please.
Sure. Ooh. Look at you with those double 6s.
Both of you see that puddle of water seeping underneath the wall, just north of where you're standing. It smells foul.
Oh, in the men's restroom?
Yeah. If you look like just on the other side of that wall, likely the piping to that urinal is what the whatever erstwhile plumber was trying to put a bead on with that blowtorch. Try to seal it up with some solder. Maybe not too successfully, or maybe they were waiting until closing time to try to do that. You look out the door, you see a Cowardly Lion standing atop a billiard table. Long, massive claws. Reminiscent, perhaps one time you were shopping at an indoor-outdoor apparel store. Oh, what's the store that you can buy ammo and camping equipment?
Walmart?
Like Bass Pro Shop?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Bass Pro Shop, where you turn the corner and maybe by the men's flannel shirts, there was a brown bear, a stuffed taxidermied brown bear standing up on its haunches, all of 9 feet tall at the head. And you can see like the claws, curved and wicked, probably 2 inches, maybe 3 inches long, curved, very sharp. That's kind of what he reminds you of.
Oh boy. We're well.
Okay, I'm whispering over to Ava. Should we stay here so that we can maybe a surprise attack with the bleach and fire and some extra stuff?
I think.
Because I'm looking over there where Ava, or where Sophia and and Erica are, and it's like my hesitancy is really kicking in. Like, it looks like a very small space.
I think that works for me. I'm okay with this plan, but we should probably somehow tell them that.
I look to see if Erica is looking over at us.
No, she's not. She and Sophia, their attention has been drawn to the front door. As I described last session, this is not a double door. This is a very solid single door.
Mm-hmm.
Their attention is drawn to that area, as is yours when you're like, well, what are they looking at? You see one of the patrons, a small, scrawny, Hispanic-looking man, probably has gray hair tied back in a ponytail. It's one of those guys that...
Are you going to kill Cheech?
Yeah. He looks really weathered and old. Looks like he slipped up and has turned the tumbler on the front door, and it is now unlocked. And as he slips out, one of Pinebox finest steps in. Looks like one of the local members of the Pinebox Police Department has stepped in the front door. So let's see, there's the combat tracker. Oh, it's not Sheriff Butch Anderson. All right, I added these guys. Oh, I already added them to the combat tracker. It's just got to be dragged onto the map and now made visible. Well, now, what have we got here? You, the hairy one, young fella. Stop what you're doing and put your hands above your head.
Uh-oh.
The Cowardly Lion says, well, I was just having a little bit of fun. I'm not allowed to have any fun. And he puts his hands up just for a second. And then they both laugh at each other. And the cop says, nah, I'm just funning you, Lion. And Lion says, I know that. And he laughs a little bit. And behind the police officer, coming in the door right after him, is a young, cute girl in braids and a blue and white checked gingham dress.
Oh no.
looks like Dorothy. Although this Dorothy looks like she has somewhat scaly skin and a wicked leer on her face, and maybe a little blood trickling down as if she bit her lip a little bit. And yes, she's got, looks like some blood splatter on that blue and white checkered dress. Annie M is going to have a hard time getting that blood out. And she says, Lion, meet my friend. This is Officer Harris.
Uh-oh. Guys, there's another person here. This here. What are we gonna do, Shep?
We're going to stay here for a second. Shep looks back towards the storage room just to make sure the witch hasn't come in behind us.
Right.
The bitch?
Should we call it a distraction?
Or the witch? Did you say witch?
Yes.
Okay. No, that door seems to be very much the way that you left it, closed to the storage room.
She's frantically trying to be like, should we cause some noise? Should we make them come this way so that the people won't die?
Garland, is that you there cowering in the booth? Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, yes, officer. It's me. It's me, all right. I was just out playing some pool and having a drink. Officer Harris says, Lion, you see that one back there? He's fair game.
Oh no.
I had to bring him down and arrested him more times than I can count. And he just, can't get the message.
Where is he pointing?
He is pointing to this individual here.
Is it the guy in front of you too?
Oh.
That arrow.
No, it's not. No,
that guy.
That arrow might be kind of hard to see white on white, as my dice are white, but hopefully you can see.
I see it.
I see. Oh my gosh, that guy over there.
In fact, you can have your way with him. It'll save me the trouble of having to arrest him again and again and again. And then he starts quoting a little bit of Cool Hand Luke. Some men you just can't reach.
Oh no.
I don't like it any more than you do. The lion's like, let me at him. Let me at him. And jumps across to another billiard table. He's ferocious and fast. He jumps to the other billiard table, looking down at some of the damage that he's wrought in this area. I imagine the individual whose head he sort of bit the crown off of, that body's laying there, as well as somebody who bled out. There's probably just a lot of blood when he pulled his arm out of the shoulder joint. And he makes his way over. He makes his way over there, kind of out of sight. Erica would have a chance of still seeing him. Sophia peering carefully past Erica. You might see that he's fixing on that area of the bar that's kind of lateral to you. No, please, no.
When he starts heading over in that direction, I want to shake Shep's arm.
Okay.
And start pointing at these empty kegs and do a kicking motion. Nonverbal cues. Mouthing, I don't want more people to die. They don't deserve what happened to me. And
Shep's just looking at her because he's thinking that it's suicide to try to do anything out in the open.
This one's kind of scrawny, officer.
Plus, he's looking and he knows the officers here have guns.
But it's only one, right?
There was only one. He seems to be looking back at Dorothy for approval, and she nods, smiling beatifically? I think that's a word.
We can't let them keep on doing what they want, Chip. It's not right.
I'll tell you what. Run for the door. I'll let you get halfway there. But you see a guy that kind of looks thuggish running. He makes it halfway, and then the cowardly lion runs him down like prey, and the two vanish to the side of a pool table, making it hard to see. But you can imagine, and you probably do see some arterial spray up in the air. Although you can't see what's going on, you can imagine that this poor guy is probably not going to take another step. What would you like to do?
Judging by what Ava keeps pointing at and everything, does it look like these are something that we can even budge?
Absolutely.
Because I think she wants to roll them like Donkey Kong. And
yeah, I thought they were empty.
Yeah, but some kegs, I mean, what I'm picturing is not a pony keg. I'm picturing like a big bar keg.
Yeah, even empty. It stands probably 2.5 to 3 foot tall, but it's just an aluminum shell when it's empty.
Okay.
I'd imagine it probably weighs between 30 and 35 pounds. And you know the lid of it has 3 built-in slots to make it easy for you to get your fingers through and grab them to lift them. So if you can imagine, there are 3 handles built into the lip around the top.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it would work really well to be able to knock off their balance and give us a bit of an advantage.
Yeah. I'm just trying to.
And then the poor people can run out.
What?
The room up top, is that door closed?
It looks like an office.
Yeah.
It's probably closed and probably locked.
I just want to find a gun for Erica.
I know, darling.